boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, what is up to... What is that? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Honda Street Garage, or just another episode of me sitting here talking. Now, I actually went and drove around and filmed a bunch of stuff of me talking about today's subject. I realized that I had something on my face the entire time, so instead of everybody making 1,000 comments about, you got some shit on your face, basically I had oil on my face and it looked stupid the entire time. I'm just gonna redo it here. Plus, also, if anybody out there knows Adam LZ and is a fan of him, please tell him that I'm calling him out on playing guitar. But before we get to that, I'm going to go ahead and talk about today's subject and probably why you clicked on the thumbnail. It is not clickbait at all. So I'm just going to explain what's going on and where I'm at and what's happening. Just like always, things are always changing here on the channel, mostly because, you know, I want to grow the channel and it's also me living the dream over here. So now, anyway, we're back into it, the whole subject of what we're talking about here, and which is, what do I do with the DA9? A lot of people are not aware of what's going on, that's why I'm telling you guys now. For a long time, if you've definitely watched the channel, you've watched me go through cars, get rid of cars, do this, do that, and pretty much I've come to the point where I feel like it's time to step up and do everything that I can to really grow the channel, honestly. I mean, it's just that simple. Which means, you know, I kind of promised earlier in the year that I wanted to do a K-swap. You know, things were on track at the beginning of the year and then things have gone off track and then got back on track and gone off track and blah, 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 blah. For the last, like, literally couple of weeks, I've been just lining things up and getting things dealt with behind the scenes, and honestly, it's taken longer than expected. However, the good news is that it's good news. The news is that there's going to be a new car, or a new project car anyway, which comes down to the point of what do I do with the DA9? I love the DA9. I don't want to get rid of the DA9. I really don't. However, through working through some things and an opportunity came up that I just feel like, you know, it's time for me to do. It's time for me to take advantage of this opportunity, which, you know, is going to be discussed probably in the next video. Ultimately, you know, for a long time, if you've watched the channel, you know that I've probably tried a little hard for the last year or two, probably 2 years, building a show car. The thing is that the DA9, I really don't have a lot of money in. So my entire swap that I have into the DA9, I probably have about maybe $1,000 in the swap altogether. And that's after everything, after the last, you know, the entire year. So if you divide that up over 8 months or whatever, you know, that's really not that much. Probably less, honestly less. But I don't have that much money in the DA9. However, you know, moving forward with the new project, basically, I've wanted to do HSG, the channel, show you guys, hey, check this out, look at this, you know, what I'm doing to this car. Half of the reason why I have kind of let cars go and moved on is because they were never quite up to the level of keeping, because either they weren't clean enough or I really needed to invest a lot of money into the car to really get it to the point where, you know, it was show worthy, where it would get accepted into shows if it were, you know, if it applied to a show. The friends that I have, at least 3, 4, 5 of them, you know, have cars that are show cars, that are beautiful cars. I think the channel needs a car like that. I think it's time to kind of step up to that level and, you know, move forward. And I love the DA9. I do not want to get rid of it. However, you know, acquiring a new project car, you know, you always need funds to, you know, pursue, you know, the project car. You gotta do the project, you gotta finish the project and push it forward. There's gonna be a couple different options that will come up of what I may or may not do. Yeah, so there's a lot of different options that I can do. Now, when it comes to the DA9, I don't really want to get rid of it, but a lot of people are like, well, why don't you just keep building the DA9? I've seeked out a lot of advice from a lot of friends with this situation, and the consensus has been it's just gonna be far more expensive to really build the DA9 to get it where it needs to be and to do what I want to do. So, you know, there's the engine side of things, like you've heard me, should I boost it? A lot of people thought, you know, no, don't boost it, leave it clean and, you know, all motor and stock. And I'll be dead honest with you. I love that car the way it is. I just wish, you know, it could have a nice, you know, paint and body and wheels and suspension. Honestly, when you cover those, you know, 4 bases, paint and body, wheels and suspension, there is a lot of money that can be spent otherwise, okay? So the fact is that it will take me far longer to, you know, get the DA9 to that level instead of kind of getting another project that is much closer to being a show car, so that way I can then do what I want. if that makes any sense. Now, as far as boosting it, I want to boost it, man. I think it's time. I think it's time for HSG to really do boosted project and kind of walk you through that and show everybody, you know, what HSG can do. That is a possibility. However, if I were to paint the DA and basically do paint and body with the DA, it would be very expensive. And one of the main issues with the DA is that the body's in great shape. However, I cannot seem to find a hood to save my life. I would prefer an OEM hood, and I cannot seem to find one that is clean enough, that is nice enough that I would put on the car and have it prepped and painted. Not a big deal. That leaves the options of carbon fiber. However, you know, a carbon fiber hood, a quality one, a VIS or a Carbon Creations or a Cybon hood, you know, is upwards of $500, $600, $700, $800 even to, you know, get it to you and get it shipped. I mean, there's cheaper ones, but I don't really want to cheap out on the car. So, with that being said, there's also the issue of the turbo kit itself with the DA9. Now, you can turbo a DA9, however, there's just not as much, you know, engine bay room in a DA9 or Integra, you know, second gen Integra or EF. For that matter. It can be done and people do it all the time. However, I do like some creature comforts, honestly. I do like having AC. I know I'm chubby here, but besides that, I do like having AC. I like having car with interior. So the other issue is the fact that if I have a full-time project show car / project show car, that will require me having to daily something else. And quite honestly, the DA is really getting to the point where it's just it's kind of hard to daily, if that makes any sense. Even though it does have AC, you know, it rides good, whatever, but just in general, you know, a daily car gets kind of beat up, and I don't want to beat the car up anymore. And I don't mean it like engine-wise, I mean that like interior-wise, and just people getting in and out of the car, you know, tearing stuff up. I mean, this past summer, a couple of things have, you know, broken or gone wrong with the DA, and that's just because of negligence or somebody doing something stupid in the car or battery leaking. Anyway, the DA9, that I love and I do not want to get rid of, has some limitations for, you know, what I can do and how far I can really take it. And if it wasn't for this opportunity coming up, this wasn't really me searching this out. This was more or less an opportunity has arisen where I could get another car at, it's not just the cost of it, it's the opportunity, it's the situation has just arisen where, you know, I think, you know, it's something that I want to take on. It's something that I want to, you know, move on to and move up to, really. So, with all that being said, the fate of the DA9, you know, kind of hangs in the balance at the moment. The biggest thing that I want to do in the future is I want to do a K-swap. And honestly, if the DA9 has to be sacrificed for that, you know, I'm okay with that. You know, if we can get the channel rolling and actually get some, you know, revenue popping in like I'm TJ Hunt or something, sure, keep every project that I build. I would love to do that, but it's just not feasible, you know, with what's going on. Let me just say this, I'm very happy about what's going on. I'm in a great position. I'm not complaining whatsoever. I'm just kind of preparing everybody for, you know, what's coming. I'm supposed to pretty much take delivery of the car tomorrow if all goes well. I'm not going to say what it is, but it won't be a stranger to the channel, if that makes any sense. It's the only clue I'm going to give. Now, if someone out there would like to start a Save the DA9 fund, by all means, I would love to keep the DA9. By no means am I saying, hey, everybody, help me out, blah, 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 blah. I just feel like I'm ready to move on, you know, just professionally, and just really step to that next level, whether it's Boost, whether it's K-Series, whether it's, you know, whatever. There's going to be a lot of different options and different things coming. That's just where I'm at. That is the current situation right now, and I apologize that there hasn't been many videos going on because I've been trying to line all of this stuff up in the background. So there's a new project on the way, so be on the lookout for the next video that will tell us what it is, or if the deal fell through, because sometimes that happens. And there's a lot of other things going on that I just don't want to say because I don't want to jinx myself. I've done that too many times on this channel. I'm sure you guys have noticed where I say I want to do this, I'm gonna do this, and then something happens and it falls through. That's just the way life is. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like the video, click like. If you haven't subscribed already, please click subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. And now for the Adam LZ call out. Hey Adam, how's it going? My name's Mark. I have a YouTube channel called Honda Street Garage, and I would love to hang out with you. I'm not that far away. I'm just a couple states up. Let's get together and jam on some guitars, please. you guys in the next one.